Okay, so this video is going to talk about some basic functionality in using Primo. So y'all have seen Primo a lot this semester because most of the resources I have been passing you have been using this Primo tool. So coming to the library homepage, you have this main banner across the top. That is Primo. Primo is the vendor name for our discovery tool. Primo is a tool that connects our physical collections with the majority of the library's electronic resources. So the rest of this semester, we're going to be going over how to find specific resource types within the libraries, what tools are available to you for library research, specifically at our library. Those, if you went to any other university or public library, a lot of these will cross over, or the skill sets of using these tools will be applicable to other library tools. And so Primo is a kind of meant to be one-stop searching for all of the library resources, that it ties together our catalog, which is our listing of our physical items that we have in the building. So majority of those are books, reference books, physical newspapers, as well as some of our special collections and archives, with the majority of our electronic resources. Primo is not a perfect one-stop shop, though. There are a lot of things that get left out of Primo, and we're going to discuss those as we get to those resource types. But it is a good place to start your research, and it is the only place, if you're looking for what books does the library own, you need to come to Primo. So some basic search options for how to use this. Searching within Primo is fairly simple. You just type in your keywords. Let me actually click on the box. There we go. So type in your keywords. One thing that is very, very important for all library resources is you want to make sure you're spelling things correctly. Library resources are not Google. Even though as time goes on, they're becoming more Google-like. Primo, I think, is the most Google-like tool the library has. They're not perfect, and if you misspell things, it will not bring up the resources that you need. So check your spelling. If you're ever doing a search and you're getting weird results or you're not finding information that you think should be there, check your spelling. Typically, typos happen to us all. Sometimes you don't have the knowledge of what is the correct spelling. If you don't know how to spell a word or a name or something, I Google that all the time, where students are asking me questions, and to make sure I'm actually searching for what they're looking for, I have to type it into Google sometimes. So check your spelling. Number one search. So just click and you get to search. It defaults to searching everything. You can change that limiter to where you're just searching for articles, you're searching only in the library catalog for what we physically have, or you're searching within this EBSCOhost collection. Most of the time, those students just leave this as a search everything. You may notice, I'm sure I have gone over it in class before, anytime you start a search in Primo, you get this yellow banner asking you to sign in. Sign in. Signing in is required to get accurate results in Primo. It's also required to be able to access the materials from off campus. So signing in is very simple. One of the things you may notice is that above your search results here, you have these total number of search results for whatever your keywords are bringing up. So this one has 226,000 results for the keywords climate change. If you sign in, not only does it give you off-campus access, so click that sign in. The sign in is the same thing as your campus login. It does drastically change your search results. So it changed that 226,000 to almost 4 million results. So you're seeing that here right above those search results in that little info bar. Make sure you sign in. It drastically changes the results that are available to you. It's really, really important, especially since you are all living off campus right now and you're not using UNCP internet. So Primo is not going to recognize, oh, this is UNC Pembroke and they have access to these resources through our IP address. You need to sign in. Library resources off campus, our electronic resources, are limited to current students and UNCP employees only. That's contracts we make with the vendors who own these resources, that we are using them and allowed with our subscription. So you have to be a current student. So make sure you sign in. Other benefits to signing in, if you go up here to the top left or top right corner, you see you get your name up here on the top. Your Primo account is also your library card account. So if you're needing to see what do I currently have checked out, you could click on that library card and it will show you your loans. If you had any requests or fines or fees, it will show you that as well. You also get a favorites option and a search history option within Primo. And so this makes it really easy to save your research. When you're doing research, most of the time you're not stopping to read the full text of the article or the ebook that you're finding. You're like, okay, that looks interesting. I'm going to save it and come back to it. And you keep on searching, because most of the time you don't just need one resource, you need multiple for your research papers. So Primo makes it pretty easy to do that, because you can save things to your favorites. And so when you do that, they then go into this favorites menu that you can access from that top right menu. And these are things that are going to stay in your favorites until you choose to delete them. So they're going to stay here permanently. You can also within this sort them. So because I work with a lot of students, I show how to use Primo for lots of different classes. I have a wide variety of things in my favorites, none of which I'm actually actively researching in my own scholarship. But you see, you do have this option here to add labels. What that does is it allows you to sort the resources. So that way, if you're working on multiple projects, you can add labels for your topic or your class or whatever you want to it. And it kind of acts like a sticker. So adding labels for this one, what was this article about? I was helping a student about infertility and mental health. So I can add the label infertility to that. If you already had labels added to it, you can choose from your menu of options. And so what that does over here on the right, you get your sort by options. So if I'm just showing you, I want my examples of Live 1000 books. So these are things that I used as examples in class. That way it brings up only those things that have that label on it. So really great tool for being able to save your research. That way you can search on multiple topics at one time. They stay in here and you can order them. That way I'm not having to scroll through 100 items to find the ones I need for this specific research paper. So really great option to save your research. Also within this favorites menu, you have these little tabs across the top here above your search options. One of them is search history, and search history can be helpful, but the search history is limited to just what you have searched within this searching session. So it's not your search history of all time. It's just what you have searched since you opened Primo today. So you're seeing I have searched climate change and I searched solar eclipse earlier since I've had this browser open. So what this allows you to do is you can go back and recreate that search. So click on it and it recreates the search using your keywords that you used, using any limiters that you added to it, and so you can recreate that. So if you got really good search results with one search that you're going to be playing around with your keywords, let me get back to my search history. There. That way you can go back and recreate that without having to go through the task of typing it in again and adding all your limiters. You can also, over here, you have this little pen icon. You can save this search. So that way you're saving it. You see this yellow banner up here at the top. Your search query was saved to your favorites. You can then go to this saved searches tab above there and you see all the searches you have saved. So options, ways to save your research within Primo. This account is really important and something you should definitely use.